Alright, boys. Time to cope. Everybody and their grandma has been talking about this DMC leak that's been going around. People are kind of getting hyped. People are getting kind of excited. And I'm here to tell you, no, I don't believe it for a second. So there has been rumors being spread around talking about a new Devil May Cry game, potentially a Devil May Cry 1 remake. Now, you know me, I'm not against any remakes whatsoever. I like remakes. Remakes can do well to a series like Resident Evil. I wasn't really a big fan of the Resident Evil series, but I did get into it because of the remakes, and it made me get into the old games, playing all the games in the series, made me become a fan of it. So there is good stuff that comes from remakes. However, I will also rather just have a new entry to the Devil May Cry series instead of a remake. Alright, first let's talk about our boy Dan Southworth, aka The Storm, aka the Alpha and Omega. So supposedly there's a video of Dan leaking Devil May Cry 6 or a Devil May Cry remake, and it's from a Power Rangers panel that happened 5 months ago. That's one of the big misconceptions that people have been getting wrong, that people think that this is recent and this is a recent panel. But it's not. I mean, technically it is recent, but it's not so recent. It happened 5 months ago. This panel happened 5 months ago on August 27th, 2024. And I watched it. It's a great panel. You're just seeing the whole gang come back and talk, a little small reunion. It's great.
You know, we did Devil May Cry 5 15 years later. I had changed, and I just went with what I was. And thankfully, they had made the characters older. It could fit any changes that would have happened naturally with my voice. Because I, over the years, have changed the way I use my voice. And it's not... in fact, I just finished a video game 2 weeks ago, or actually 3 or 4 weeks ago. They hired me to play this character. I don't want to say any titles or anything because I'm known for my spilling the beans. They asked me to do my voice the way it was back in 2004 or whatever. Can you do the younger Virgil version? And so that was challenging. I had to kind of find where my younger voice was, and I had to just sort of keep playing until I got to this place where my voice sounded really sort of had this boyish kind of tone, and it was really tough because it would start to sink into this. It would get into this, and they go, "That's a little bit. You're getting a little bit, you know." So anyway,
so this was the video where Dan supposedly leaked a new Devil May Cry game, or a Devil May Cry remake or whatever, because he said he had to do his younger Virgil voice. People think that he's doing a younger Virgil voice because he's in a new Devil May Cry game. This is a flashback, or this is part of a Devil May Cry 3 remake, etc. But my 2 cents on this is that he just did a voice recording and he just wanted him to do a younger his younger voice, because Dan has been in other projects, not just in Devil May Cry. He's also been in other projects, in other video games, and other movies as well. So he has done other work besides Devil May Cry. But most likely this is just part of something else and not Devil May Cry related. So that was just Dan talking in a panel. Now the other leak is what has other people freaking out even more, and it's this right here. Devil May Cry 1 remake might be in the works at a Capcom. An acquaintance of mine that is a gaming journalist showed yesterday on a private Discord server I'm in, and said he heard Capcom was working on a Devil May Cry 1 remake, and that EA was preparing some news regarding Need for Speed this week. But turns out motherfucker was right. EA did have news for Need for Speed today. So now I'm inclined to believe he is right, and there is a Devil May Cry 1 remake in the work. RE engine, better graphics, reworked story just like RE2, 3, and 4, and different camera angles it seems. And what pisses me off about this leak is that it's so fucking basic. It is just basic as hell. The things that bugs me so much on a lot of stuff is from Twitter posts to gaming outlets, etc., stuff like that. They always post the most basic shit when talking about a game, like better graphics, combat inspired by this game, open world, 60 hours, blah blah blah. It's just the most basic stuff ever, and it just pisses me off the most. I mean, if you do expect a Devil May Cry 1 remake to be in the works, you would expect this stuff, nothing new here. It's just the most basic stuff ever, and it pisses me off. I learned to not believe in any more leaks whatsoever, because I learned my lessons back in 2017, where I've been praying for a new Devil May Cry game every year. Hopefully it shows up this new this E3, etc. Making a bunch of videos, hyping up, hey, maybe Devil May Cry 5 might appear at this showcase, but never did. Of course, there's nothing wrong to speculate and wonder and, to think, hey, maybe if they are making a Devil May Cry game or a remake, how will it be, you know? Like, there's nothing wrong with talking about, you know, for a wish list or whatever and stuff like that. But when they make a big deal out of a, you know, BS leak and BS rumors, it's just like, ugh, it's dumb. But yeah, this leak is total BS. And hey, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't care. We get a new Devil May Cry game. Sweet. I was wrong. It's real. Cool. I'm happy. Now, I see a lot of talk online of people not wanting a Devil May Cry remake, that people will like say that it will ruin the old game, like Devil May Cry does not need a remake whatsoever. And hey, I agree. I would rather have a new Devil May Cry game than a remake. But hear me out. A remake will not hurt the franchise whatsoever. A remake would definitely bring in new players, bring in more sales, and it will definitely show Capcom that, hey, people really like Devil May Cry. You should make more Devil May Cry games. And most likely we will get a Devil May Cry 1 remake. It's only a matter of time. I just don't believe that this leak is confirming the Devil May Cry 1 remake, but I definitely do believe it will happen in the future. Now, some people are angry because if this is happening, if a Devil May Cry 1 remake is happening, that they'll change it so much that's going to be it for the modern audience and it won't be Devil May Cry. But I completely disagree. They kind of proved that they're able to keep the core concept from the original with the recent Resident Evil game, Resident Evil 4 remake. I generally do love the RE4 remake a lot. It's honestly a great remake. I will honestly say a 10 out of 10 remake. I love the original RE4, and I also love RE4 remake, and they're both great games. The RE4 remake definitely does expand on the lore and bring some interesting stuff into it. And I feel like I definitely do the same thing with Devil May Cry 1. But I think the one thing they definitely need to nail if they ever do make a Devil May Cry 1 remake is definitely the environment and the level design. Because Devil May Cry 1's strongest points are its level design. Melee Island is one of my favorite places in the Devil May Cry universe. And the fixed camera angles definitely did help the game for sure. Giving that creepy vibes, the gothic aesthetic, cool enemy designs, just overall really cool level designs. Because, fun fact, because Devil May Cry 4 was supposed to be RE4, but it got changed to its own IP because how different it was. I think Capcom will probably make a Devil May Cry 1 remake before a Devil May Cry 6, just to see if they're able to do a Devil May Cry game without Itsuno. The people that worked on Devil May Cry 5 and other Devil May Cry games are still at Capcom. There is talent in Capcom, and I'm pretty sure they'll be able to make a decent Devil May Cry game. And no disrespect to Itsuno, I love what he has done with the franchise, but I think having a new director and having new people on board for a new Devil May Cry game, especially a sequel, could definitely bring new ideas and new elements to the series. I don't think Itsuno leaving Capcom was a bad thing for the Devil May Cry series. I think we'll be okay. And I guess to touch on a little bit of Kamiya, I don't think Kamiya will be working on a Devil May Cry 1 remake anytime soon. So I'm pretty sure he only came back to Capcom to make an Okami sequel and a Beautiful Joe 3. That's just my theory. But anyway, that's just my 2 cents on the whole Devil May Cry rumors. It's complete BS. I don't believe it, and you shouldn't either. And if you are believing these rumors, you're dumb. Just take it with a little grain of salt. I don't blame you for believing in these leaks. It has been a while since we got a new Devil May Cry game. I don't blame you. I know you want Devil May Cry. I also want Devil May Cry, but we gotta be realistic. All right, these leaks are bullshit. I don't believe it. I'm just trying to save you from, being disappointed, okay? We have a new anime coming out in April. Devil May Cry 5 and Dante 1 and the Capcom's contest, most favorite game and most favorite character. So Capcom knows that Devil May Cry is loved. We will get Devil May Cry soon. It is not dead. Like I said before, we just have to wait. We'll just have to wait until they say something officially. So yeah, that wraps up this video. If you enjoyed, give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you think. Are you coping as well? Do you believe in these leaks? What are your thoughts on a Devil May Cry 1 remake? Subscribe for more Devil May Cry. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.